scientist, said to be one of the greatest scientists. There's another great scientist who is said to be the father of atomic creation or atomic bomb. Oh, Oppenheimer, what is his name? I don't know. He's an American. What is his name? Then Oppenheimer, some other. Yeah, he was the first who did the Manhattan Project, where the first fusion of the atomic bomb was exploded. So after he did all this, scientific innovation rather than destruction. So then in his realization, in his understanding, he quoted one verse of Bhagavad Gita. And he said that when this devastation, this distraction was happening, what he could see what is written in Bhagavad Gita. What Krishna says, Kalo Asmi Lokshaya Krit Prakriti. Time I am, who is the greatest destroyer. So he could realize that it is nothing else but it is the energy of the energetic. Don't make it complex. Otherwise, I think I can speak and it is audible. Can you hear? Yeah. There is no need of mic. Any so-called scientific research or innovation has its own flaw. Why? Hare Krishna. Welcome, Dinesh. It has just fix it. Don't play with it. Hare Krishna. So okay. So before I begin to speak on the introduction, how many of you have the Bhagavad Gita with you? This is the manual of life. Most of you have mobile phone. You did not take Bhagavad Gita last time? You promised me, both of you, that you will take? Oh my God, here, right now, here it is. Right in front of you. Yes, please open it and give it to her. Please remove the cover. Sonika, please remove the cover so that it can open. Many times devotees have, shared that they went to the house and they saw that the book was with the cover for so many years. And when the devotee asked that why did you not remove the cover, he said, we were waiting for you. So that should not happen. Remove the cover. So there is so much of covering of illusion which is there that needs to be removed. The Bhagavad Gita is compared, as I said, to a diamond. And diamond has the quality of transmitting light. And it can give so much light to the extent it is sharp. To that extent it can reflect. Similarly, this knowledge that we receive in Bhagavad Gita is spoken by the Supreme Personality of God. So it is unlimited. And its realization can reach to deeper and deeper depths depending on the practitioner. Okay, with that introduction, I will start the introduction. I will recite a prayer because Bhagavad Gita is not like an Catholic book. It cannot be understood by one's intellect or one's. It can only be understood by the Supreme Lord's mercy. So we will. Stop it. Dhanati Swapana Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Rupam Sahagan Raghunathan Vitantam Sadiva Sadvaitam Savadu Tantananchana Gaura Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vishwami Pranamami Vaidevacha Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivastava Gaura Everyone, Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram
once more. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram. Namo Vishnu Padaya, Krishna Krishna, Bhutale, Srimate Bhakti Vedanta, Swami Namaste Saraswate Devi Gauravani Pracharine Shekshra Samnavadi Pashyati Shri Hare Krishna. So this Bhagavad Gita is also known as the Gita Upanishad. Key to understand means the song. And this is the song behind Bhagavad Gita. The song which is sung by the Supreme Lord. And while Krishna is the Supreme Lord, what is this song? How this song manifests through the fruit. From his lips, he plays it. It's called Venugi. This is Bhagavatam, there is Venugi. So many things. There is Rudra, there is Brahma. So whatever Krishna speaks in the song, and this song is spoken for keeping one focus. That is the Jiva. Those who will come in this age. What do they next time? If you want to show this next one, then please do this. Go ahead. Okay. So Bhagavad Gita is one scripture that I said, which contains the knowledge of all the Vedas. Ekam Shastram Devaki Putra. Eko Devo Devaki Putra. Ekasya Mantrasya Namani Yani. Karma Api Eka Devasya. So if there is only one book that one should read and know, which is sufficient for one to achieve perfection in his human form of life. And this is the statement of Adishankar. You know Adishankar, who gave the Vedanta. And that Mr. Copenhagen, who started that rhetoric, he says that if you understand Vedanta philosophy, you understand Vedanta philosophy, you could also understand quantum physics. One of the most famous. So Vedanta is the distinct essence of all these things. Veda means knowledge. The word Ved comes from the Sanskrit root word is called Ved. Ved means to know. And who knows what was it? God. And ignorant cannot. And Anta means the conclusion. The end. So Vedanta means the conclusion of the thought. And Bhagavad Gita is the essence of the essence. The Vedanta is the essence of all the Vedas. So in the Bhagavad Gita, in the 15th chapter, Krishna says, Vedanta Krit Veda Videvuja Sarvastajam Nidasanna Vishto Matta Smritirjnana Bodhancha Vedesh Sarve Ramev Vedyo Vedanta Krit Veda Videvuja. So, one who is the Lord of Vedanta, that is the Supreme Lord. Because he gave the Veda, he gave the knowledge, and he is also the comfort. So, Bhagavad Gita is the essence of the essence. It is not the essence. Like you see, you are taking milk. Most of you consume milk. And what is the essence of milk? Butter. If you have good quality milk, what you will get? You will get thick and nourishing butter. And what is the essence of butter? Ghee. Today it is very rare to get ghee. All adulterated ghee. So the essence of essence is ghee. It is very condensed. And in how many liters of milk can you get 1 liter of ghee? Many multiples. So similarly, the essence of all the Vedic wisdom is Vedanta. And the essence of Vedanta is Bhagavad Gita. Okay, Krishna says, Vedeshta sarve ahameva vedya. The conclusion and the purpose of all Vedic wisdom is to know me, is to know who the Supreme Absolute Truth is. So, and Vedanta Krit Videvacha. So, Bhagavad Gita gives us the knowledge of who the Supreme Absolute Truth is. So, one of the subject matters of Bhagavad Gita is Ishvara. Ishvara. Ishvara means one who is the controller. And whom he controls is very fascinating, very interesting. The Ishvara controls, or he is the energetic, and his energy is this material creation. If you observe this material creation, this cosmic manifestation, it is so vast, it is so vivid, yet it has a perfect harmony. Have you seen? It is completely synchronized. Every day the sun rises from the east and it moves in the horizon, and at a particular time it sets. Has it ever happened that the sun failed to rise in your lifetime? Did you ever see that? Never. But if you see any machine made by men, how much is the possibility of its malfunctioning? Many times. There is a perfect harmony in seasons. You will have winter, then you will have fall, then you will have summer, then you will have monsoon, then you will have spring, then the autumn. So continuously there is a perfect cycle. Everything is harmonized. So Krishna speaks, the second subject matter of Bhagavad Gita is Prakriti, or the material creation. So how this material creation is moving? It is moving in perfect order. So if the creation is moving in perfect order, that means there is a creator. There is a controller. And Krishna speaks in the 9th chapter, which is the most confidential knowledge. He says, Maya adhyakshena prakriti suyate se charachara. Hetu nanena kaunteya jagat viparivartate. That this material creation is working under my superintendence. So we see the living entity, the jiva. Now we will speak about us.
So this living entity, Jiva, we are all the created. We are all created. Did we create material nature? No. Can anyone claim that he created this universe? What do you do? This is Indian agriculture research. Research what means? Again, finding what has already been found. That means there is no new innovation or creation. It is only another exploration. What is already existing. Before the law of gravity was found, did it exist or it did not exist? It did not exist. It exists. What did he say? Eureka! I found out. I found out. What does it mean? It was already there. So the jiva is very interesting for all of us that we want to know that who we are. So the living entity is the creation of the Supreme Lord, and which he declares in the 15th chapter, Purushottam Yoga, Purusha and Uttama. And yoga means communion or connection. Interestingly, every chapter of Bhagavad Gita is with the suffix of yoga. Yoga means connection. So all 18 chapters connect us with the supreme absolute truth. So the living entity, the Supreme Lord says, they do not come from monkeys, as some of the scientists believe. What is the name of that Mr. Darwin? Darwin says that we are coming from
So we're talking about Jiva. So Jiva is Mamev Amsha. Like you see the sun and the sun rays. So where does sun rays emanate from? From the sun. Where do the sun rays come from? The sun rays. सूर्य की किरण कहां से आती है? सूर्य से. And how many sun rays are there from the sun? Is there any count to it? Is there any limit to it? There is no limit. But the potency of the sun rays is depending on the sun. Any amount of sun rays put together, can it match the heat and the energy that the sun generates? No. Not possible. So Krishna says, Mamev Amsha Jiva. That my fragmental parts are the living entities. And the living entity is a Jiva Bhuta. There are two types of Jiva. One is the Bhuta and the other is Bhuta. That is all the living entities are already in the human form. In this creation, either they are liberated or they are conditioned. What is the difference between liberated and conditioned? Liberated means that he has realization that he is neither the body nor the mind, but he is the eternal soul. Whereas the conditioned means that he lacks the realization that he is soul. Either he identifies himself with the body or he identifies himself with his mind and emotion. So Krishna says that Mamev Amsha Jiva Jiva Bhuta. So in this material creation, those who are existing, most of them, all of them, they are Jiva Bhuta. They are not Jiva Bhuta. They are Jiva Bhuta. They are not conditioned. What is the conditioning? That they do not know their identity. They either identify themselves with the body or with the mind. But they are Sanatana. But their existence is eternal. So Jiva is eternal. Why it is eternal? Because it is the Amsha, it is the part and parcel of the Supreme, who is Supreme Being. So because we are same in quality, you should understand. We are same in quality. Like a sun, like a sea water, drop of sea water. If you take the chemical analysis of one drop of sea, and you take the chemical analysis of the entire water body also, what will be the result? Same. But can we call the drop the sea? Can we call the drop the sea? No. Why? Because it is easy. A drop when it has been removed from the sea, what can happen? It can be dried by air. Yes. And it can extinguish it. If it near fire, it will become vapor. So similarly, the living entity is fire because it is the fundamental part of it. But because of mana shashmati indriyani, because of that uncontrolled and disturbed mind. Mana means mind. Please try to understand this principle that Krishna is giving in mind. Why everybody in this particular world is so much in a state of struggle, perpetual struggle? Why everyone is desiring to have peace, but it is evasive, it is elusive. Why? Because the mind is impure. Mana shasthami indriyani prakati sanakasha. Mind is the sixth sense. We know the five senses. We talked about the five gross elements: earth, air, water, fire, ether, and there are five sense objects. For earth, there is fragrance, what we call the smell. When you notice one thing, earth is so much of full of fragrance. The same earth, if you plant a seed, you can get the fragrance of rose. You plant some other seed, you get the fragrance of some other plant. And these days there are white grass. We call it mogra. I don't know what is the botanical name. The fragrant flower that we decorate the garments of the Lord. Huh? Mogra. Jasmine. And you notice one thing, I have noticed it very prominently in my life. That whenever there is the first rain, whenever there is the first rain, it's summer. First rain that falls is summer season, after extreme heat. As soon as the water touches the earth, the crust of the earth, you will find such fragrance. And that fragrance you cannot find anywhere. Have you experienced it? If you have not experienced it, please experience. That fragrance is so very different. That is the fragrance of earth. So the sense object that we have is of smell. So when the sense object comes in touch with the senses, so what it is trying? It is trying to enjoy or experience. So similarly, there are five sense organs or sense objects which are there with the five gross elements. So scientific analysis or scientific creation is restricted to this thing: the five gross elements and the five senses. Nothing beyond. But the living entity is what? That's why you see. You ask any doctor or expert or most advanced research person, can he find that what is the life force? What is the life force? What is the difference between dead and living? What is missing? The life force. And what is that life force? Krishna speaks in Bhagavad Gita. Avinashitu tatvidhi yena sattvam. That is Avinash. Krishna says that living entity is eternal. But why it is so much struggling? Mana shashani indriyani prakriti sanakasha. because of its uncontrolled and untrained and impure mind. What is the program in the mind? The mind has one program. What is the program? It is trying to exploit the material or trying to
nature, it gets caught by the arrangement of the material nature. So Prakriti sthan hai Karshati. Karshati means it is struggling very hard. So if you see, so if you saw the next slide, that triangle is there, no? That how the yes. So here you see this triangle is there. Very interesting triangle. It talks about on the top of the triangle is Ishvara, and on one side is Jiva and Prakriti. So whatever Jiva does in this material nature, whatever actions he performs, it translates as karma. And how the Supreme Lord or Ishvara controls both Prakriti and Jiva is through the time factor, which is called Kala. So Ishvara means one who is the controller. And he controls what? He controls both the Prakriti and he also controls the Jiva, living entity. And how he controls? Through his energy. So if you see, Jiva, Prakriti and Kala are the energies of the Supreme Lord. So one feature is that Ishvara, Jiva, Prakriti and Kala all are eternal. All are eternal. Why? Because it is the energy of the energetic. And the energetic is eternal. So whatever comes from the eternal, it has eternal existence. But what the living entity, the Jiva, that means we live, in interaction with Prakriti, with this material nature, or under the influence of the material laws, it is called karma. And what it does, it brings counteraction or reaction. So whatever endeavor or activity we perform, a living entity perform, under the influence of time, that is kala, within the three modes of material nature, it is called karma. But karma is not eternal. That is the good news. Karma can be changed or karma can be terminated. So most of the people have this misnomer or misconception that what is Bhagavad Gita? Bhagavad Gita is a religious book. No, it is not. It is a scientific book. Now, may I ask any one of you to explain how it is a scientific book? What is the understanding? Well, this is a session where we are trying to create the right spiritual conceptions. How it is scientific, I try to explain. Oh.
This is not an exam or an exam. And then it's self-research.
क्योंकि यह जो नॉलेज है इसका सिस्टमेटिक सुसंगठित एंड सुव्यवस्थित रूप में हमारा ये नॉलेज का, तो इसलिए इसको हम साइंटिफिक बुक में कहते हैं.
Science means it has cause and it has effect. And that principle is applied universally. Right? If you sow a seed in the earth, what does the idea of scientific say? You will get fruits or seeds. Right? Okay. What else? How else can we say this? I think I have followed. Is someone else?
In Bhagavad Gita, whatever Krishna says, there is a reason for each and every what he says. That's why we can say that.
But if you say so,
some of your friends who are scientists, are they confused?
Scientists here say anything and it is not true. So Krishna has also said something and also it's a reason or.
I give you so many evidences. No? Like I spoke about Einstein, I spoke about Oppenheimer, and even okay. So Bhagavad Gita. Okay, Sonika also wants to share something. Okay, you share and then she will also share. No problem.
Sir, every beginning has every end.
Acha. No, the living entity has no end. It is
The
eternal.
soul remains eternal. The soul of living entity remains eternal.
Yeah.
And science is the same thing. If you take science, if we talk about scientists, Albert Einstein has given the law of gravity and law of thermodynamics. And that law has been utilized and has been postulated, and many theories have put forward in physics also.
Yeah.
When it comes to biology.
Interestingly, if you will see, I was doing some research. So there are many physicists, Nobel Prize winners, who are really, lovers of Bhagavad Gita. Most of their innovation and their invention have come by the understanding of Bhagavad Gita. Where in early 30s or 20s, at that time there was no ISKCON who was propagating Bhagavad Gita. There was one German scientist, I don't remember his name. He studied Sanskrit to be able to understand Bhagavad Gita. Of course, no pain, no gain. Okay, thank you. You want to say something, Sonika? In fact, you will be amazed that if in Germany alone, I have one of my devotee friends who was studying in Germany, because most of the Vedic text, the Vedic wisdom, the Vedic literature, which is not available in India, you can find in Germany. And they are, even NASA is studying our Vedas. Okay, go ahead.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Prabhuji, in science, we used to go through different laws. We try to understand different laws and theorems.
Yeah.
And we used to see their practical implication in our life.
Yeah.
Similarly, in Bhagavad Gita, we used to learn different laws, and we used to see that how they are applicable in our general life.
Okay. Any example you would like to cite?
Like law of karma, Prabhuji.
Okay. Law of karma. I'll give you one story. Yeah. What happened that there was a farmer and he had a son, and that farmer and the son, they all wanted to get selected in the. He wanted his son to be the military man, and in the farm he had a horse. So before the selection process was to begin, his son was riding the horse, and somehow he fell from the horse. And when he fell from the horse, he broke his leg. And when the military selection came in the village, he was not selected. Why? Because the broken limb, he cannot be, permitted to be in the military, in the defense. So everyone thought that this is his bad karma. It was opposite bad karma that he was prepared, but he could not get that job. But after a few days, the news came that there is a war, and every new recruit has been sent on the front to fight. So his father said, "This is good karma." That you were saved, otherwise you would be dead. So we don't know. That is why Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, "Kim karma, kim karmeti, kaviyo api atra mohita." That what is karma? What is to be done? And kim akarmeti, what is not to be done? Kaviyo api atra mohita. Kavi means one who is in knowledge. Not poet. Kavi means one who is wise, wisdom. Who has knowledge. He also is prepared. So he said that now I will tell you, my dear Arjuna, that what you need to do, you need to fight and kill.
So, the living entity, what is the living entity? And what the living entity has to perform in this human form of life is karma. But there are various categories of karma. Principally, there are three categories of karma. It is called karma, vikarma, and akarma. Karma means pious activity. For pious activity, you get pious result. You get opulence, you get resources, you get good position, you get beautiful body, you get good post and position, you get a good looking spouse, bank balance, what all, name, fame. That is pious result. But all is temporary. And what is vikarma? Vikarma is sinful action. For that, you are punished. But both are binding. Because what is the cause of one's receiving the next body is karma. In the 8th chapter, Arjuna asked, Kim tad brahma, kim adhyatma, kim karma purushottama. Arjuna asked 8 questions in the 8th chapter. And Krishna answers, he says that karma means creation of future body. So what next body you are going to all receive, we are all going to receive, will depend on what type of activity we perform. Like the seed that you sow in the soil, similarly you will get the yield. If you sow a Karela seed, you cannot get a mango. Whatever you may try, it will only give Karela. So similarly, what are the actions that we perform? Accordingly, what we will get? The result of it, which is in the form of next body. Karma, Bhut bhava udav karo visarga karma sangita. Actions pertaining to the development of material bodies of the living entity is called karma. Very dangerous. Many people have this understanding. What does Bhagavad Gita speak? Karma hi puja hai. Karma karo, phal ki ichha mat karo. No. That is not the understanding of Bhagavad Gita. Krishna speaks how to perform karma which does not bring future body, which gives you liberation from coming into the material existence. And that karma is called akarma, which is beyond both karma and vikarma. It is called akarma. That Krishna speaks or Krishna explains. And the 5th subject matter is Kal. Kal is the energy of the Supreme Lord. Kalo asmi check with Pravitra. And through Kal, everything that comes into this existence of this material creation is demolished or it is demised. In this material existence, you see 6 phases. Everything, it has a conception or it comes into birth. It takes birth. Then the second stage, it grows. It is called Vardhanam. It grows. Then there is some stagnation. All of us, we were growing in height, but after 16, 17, no more growth. Stagnation. Then there is some byproduct. Like you are all young people, single. When you become married, then what will be the result? Your family will extend. That is the natural function. That is the 4th phase. And after that, then it begins to dwindle. There is Shaya, Apakshiyate. It dwindles or declines. And finally it dies. So what is that? That is because of the material modes. Or because it is under the influence of karma. So karma is temporary. So we all can change our karma. This is what Krishna speaks in Bhagavad Gita. So you will see the first 6 chapters that Krishna speaks in Bhagavad Gita, he focuses upon karma yoga. How to perform actions which do not bring reaction. This is called the art of work. Yoga karmasu kaushalam. बुद्धि युक्त जहाती है उभय सुकृत दुष्कृत तस्माद योगाय युजस्व योग कर्मसु कौशलम. In the second chapter, 50th verse, Krishna speaks about the section of bhakti yoga. Working with intelligence. Please hear. Please try to hear. Those who are on the backside. Otherwise, we will not be established in the buddhi yoga. We will remain in the karma, not even in karma yoga. And what karma will force us to take next body. And as soon as the body is there, what is confirmed? There is going to be birth and there is going to be death. And between birth and death, there are two more stages of old age and disease. So please try to understand. So one who is at the temporary level, one who is at the bodily level, or one who is at the mental level, he can never ever experience happiness. Why? Because everything in his life will continue changing, will continue shifting. Like you see, how does a person become a Hindu or Muslim? By birth. If he is born in a Muslim family, he is Muslim. Is he a Muslim? Actually, is he a Muslim? No. But he has been forced to be a Muslim. He has been stamped Muslim. Yeah. So people, the conception of religion is what is belief or faith, and that keeps changing. Today someone is Christian, he can be a Muslim. If he wants to marry more than one, he wants to have more than one wife. Simple law, go and become a Muslim. Many people do that. Some people, foolish people do that. Or if you see, people have, faith. The faith keeps shifting if they are on the mental platform. Monday they will go to Hanumanji. Monday they will go to Shivji. Tuesday they will go to Hanumanji. Every day they will keep experimenting. And what they will say, कि हमको ये वाले देवी देवता सूट नहीं करते. What is the suitability? That their wishful desires are not being fulfilled. But that is not the dharma or the religion or the karma of the living entity. What is the karma of the living entity? Very beautifully Krishna explains is dharma. And he explains that there are two duties which is to be performed in this human form of life. One is called the Swadharma. Swadharma means the bodily dharma. What is the bodily dharma? Like you are all students. What is your dharma? Study. Study. If you don't study, then you are, what are you doing? You are performing sin. Reactions will come. Many times I have seen people take scholarship in IARI, but they are studying IAS. Very dangerous. Very, very dangerous. Law of karma will not leave you. You have taken a seat. You are also taking the fellowship. What is it called here? As a fellowship, stipend, or scholarship, or whatever. So you are taking that, but you are not giving it back. So the law of karma will act. So that is Swadharma, which is the bodily dharma. Husband has the duty for family, wife has the duty for family, mother has for family members, father has for family. But these are all bodily dharma. This is continuously shifting. When you are unmarried, then your dharma is different. When you are married, your dharma is different. Or when you become a Vanaprastha, your dharma is different. When you become sannyasi, your dharma is different. So Swadharma is always changing. But that dharma which never changes is the Sanatan Dharma. That is the eternal religion of the Jiva, which is the religion of performing service. So Krishna speaks on this aspect of karma, and he explains in so many chapters, first particularly in the first 6 chapters. What he tells that, what is the art of performing karma, that one should perform karma without attachment. Very famous word, karmanne vadhikaraste. The first 6 chapters can be summarized in one verse. This key verse, that you have the right to perform your prescribed duty. Not any work, not any whimsical work. A robber thinks that he wants to go and rob the bank. He says, this is my work. No. He does not have the right. He is not entitled. So what is the right? There is only one right. You have the right to perform your prescribed duty. And duty means there is an assigner of duty. There has to be an authority. So Krishna became the authority. Am I over time? Ganesh? Not even 1 hour. Grant me 1 hour to explain one concept. So the authority will give us like you have the syllabus. If you read from any book, you say, I am a student, na? I have to gain knowledge, I have to study. I can read from any book, but will that serve the purpose? No. If you study the books which are prescribed to you, then you can achieve your career goal. So similarly, Krishna says that karmanyavadhikaraste, you have the right to perform your prescribed duty. And ma phaleshu kadachana. But you are not entitled, do not have the right to claim the result or the fruit of your action. Like you go and give the exams, like most of you give, na? What is that exam? For your competitive exam, the result has still not come. ARS. The result is not coming. Has it come or still not come? Still not come. Still awaited. So Krishna is saying you have the right to perform your prescribed duty, but do not be attached to the result. That means never consider that you are the cause of your action. Ma phaleshu kadachana. I am the person who will decide. It is the authority who has assigned duty. A perfect example is of a cashier in the bank. A cashier in the bank, what he does? He counts so much of currency, isn't it? He may count lakhs of notes in the day, but can he say that I have counted it belongs to me? He'll be kicked out. He'll be put in jail. If he takes that money, if he says that I have today deposited 10 lakhs and I am taking 10,000 rupees, what will happen to him? He will be kicked in jail and he will lose the job. So we have to become detached. But because we are not at the platform of duty, we are at the platform of desire. We try to understand. Why we are performing our action? Because we are attached to the result of it, to enjoy the result, to claim the reward or the result. So that action is binding. The result or the reaction of that action will bind you. As soon as you try to enjoy the result of your action, it will bind you. What is the bondage? One may say, what bondage you are talking? I am free. I can move wherever I want. But can you move out of old age? Can you move out of death? Can you move out of disease? Is it possible? Not possible. And what is the biggest bondage? The bondage is that you cannot realize yourself. That is the biggest bondage. That is the biggest imprisonment. That is the biggest punishment that we have. From where? It is coming from nature. It is coming from material nature. Go to the last. That triangle itself is sufficient for this session. Where is this punishment coming? This punishment is coming from Prakriti. Why? Because we have not utilized this human body which has been given by the material nature to realize our true self. We have not performed Sanatana. So the living entity is kept bondage within this material world, within the material existence. And that is why you see, one has no realization. What to say of realization? One has not even an iota of understanding that he is beyond body. So how to go beyond this engagement or this imprisonment? Krishna gives the process of release, which is the Sanatan Dharma. Because the Jiva is Sanatan, so his dharma or his occupation is also Sanatan. Dharma means performing one's duty. of one's occupation. This is another revolutionary principle which Bhagavad Gita teaches. With most of the people, those who even preach Bhagavad Gita, I don't know how much they have the conception clear. So Bhagavad Gita teaches us to come to the platform of duty from the level of desire. Because to the level of desire, what activities we perform, it will create bondage. And it will never allow us to become liberated. And one will never experience happiness. Someone who is kept captive inside a prison house, can he enjoy? Only an insane man can think that he can enjoy. So Bhagavad Gita, Krishna speaks us that how we can be free from the bondage of karma. How we can go beyond Kal. So Krishna speaks about the Sanatan Dharma. So these are the 5 essential truths. First thing is Bhagavad Gita gives us the real identity, the real understanding, the insight. Our journey within begins by beginning to read and understand Bhagavad Gita of who we are. The serious disconnect. We do not know who we are. We are thinking we are a product of this material creation in the form of this body or the temporary designations. Right now you may be student, Dinesh ji is a professor, a scientist. But it is all subject to change. Today he is a scientist, tomorrow he can be something else. Isn't it? So everything that is temporary, which is subject to change, it can never bring happiness to the living entity. And why this living entity is again and again trapped in this material creation? This material creation is also cyclical. It comes into existence and it has destruction. But because its existence is cyclical, it is eternal, so it is also considered to be eternal. But karma can be terminated. So most important aspect of understanding in this 5 subject matter is that this karma can be changed. The living entity has a choice. It has selection. Whether it wants to remain under the clutches of Prakriti or it wants to be liberated to be with the union of Ishvara. So that enlightenment or that journey Bhagavad Gita teaches us. So that is the 5 subject matter. In detail, this is there in various chapters, in 18 chapters. Go through some of these slides quickly. 1 minute. 1 minute. Okay. So there is a difference. But the Jiva, even if it becomes liberated, it can never become Ishvara. There is another very big misconception. If we cannot become the Lord of the Prakriti, let us become the Lord of the universe. That will never happen. Because why? Because the living entity, as I said, it is in the same quality, but not the same quantity. Like the sun rays and the sun. The sun rays cannot be compared with the sun. It is the emanation and energy of the sun. Some of you can read. The Supreme Lord is the knower of everyone. He is called the Kshetrajna. Kshetra is this body. Kshetra means the field also. 13th chapter beautifully Krishna explains about it. Kshetra and Kshetrajna. So Kshetra is this body. So the living entity is also the knower of this body. But I can know only about the pains and pleasures of my body. What is happening in someone else's body, we don't know. But the Supreme Lord, as the super soul, he resides in everyone's body, in his heart. So he knows the pain and pleasure of everyone. So he is the super knower. And we are the individual knower. So the individual knower cannot be equated with the super knower. Then the same thing, the conscious is present everywhere. I was reading one scientist's statement. He was thinking that if I am eternal, then I am also omniscient. No, you are not, sir. You can never. Neither living entity can be omnipresent, neither he can be omnipotent, nor he can be omniscient. It is only with the Supreme Lord. Try to understand. The energy can never be equal to the energetic. The energy is always under the control of the energetic. A simple example is given. Very simple example you can understand. You see a driver who is employed. You see a big chairman. A chairman has a big luxury car. Say he has BMW. So he employs the driver, and the driver drives the car. So whatever facility the chairman of the company enjoys in terms of best air conditioning is there in the car. The owner enjoys the air conditioning, but the driver is also enjoying. Is he paying for the fuel? No. Rather, he is getting paid. He is getting paid to enjoy that facility. That car has the best music system. So whatever music the chairman listens, the driver also enjoys. Isn't it? He does not have to pay for that. The car has the best suspension or the shockers. So in potholes, there are no jerks. A smooth ride. The driver also enjoys. But as the driver says that I'm the owner, what will happen to him? What will happen? He will lose the job, he will be kicked out. So similarly, the living entity has been created in cooperation with the Supreme Lord. To the extent the driver cooperates with the chairman, what he does? He only enjoys. He only enjoys. But to the extent he is in competition with the chairman, then his life is struggle. Then his life is a big pain. So similarly, we have all been created for the cooperation and the enjoyment of the Supreme Lord. I will give another example, simple example. Like young boy and girl, when they, young man and girl, they get married. Why they get married? Because they want to create their own family. Why they want to create their own family? Why? Is that there is shortage of family in the world? Why they have to create children? There are so many orphans. You adopt any orphan, and people give so much of wisdom to others, but on their own they will never apply. Why? Because they are thinking, they are feeling that if I have my own child, he will expand my happiness in life. Right or wrong? Right or wrong? How do you feel when you obey your parents, when you give regards to your parents? How do they feel? They feel elated, they are overjoyed, they are in ecstasy. Yeah. So similarly, Supreme has created all of us. And to the extent we cooperate with him, we will find eternal happiness. And there will be no struggle in it. So that is the sum and substance of Bhagavad Gita. So what we have to get free from? Karma. Because karma means that again we will come in the material. Again there will be so much of struggle. And I'll give you one example, one practical example of the greatest scientist of India in your generation, whom you consider? Abdul Kalam Azad. When Abdul Kalam Azad was very young, he studied in Kolkata. Any one of you, he studied in Kolkata. And after studying in Kolkata, he had the aspiration. At that time in India, there was only one atomic center, Bhabha Atomic Center. So in Chennai. So he wanted to join that. And he was very brilliant. So he had gone there for this interview. The interview was, say, on Monday. And he, when there is something important, what do? Do you go just in time? You come like me? Time is 7 o'clock, you come at 7:15? No. You will reach there one day earlier. I was just hearing some of our, NRIs. When Modi went to Germany, so some of them came one day before to hear him. We are waiting for him since morning. Yeah. So he came one day before. He came there on Sunday. And Sunday, what he did, he was free, young. He went to the beach. And on the beach, when he went, he saw an elderly person sitting on the bench of the beach and reading Bhagavad Gita. So somehow he happened to share that seat with that elderly person. And he saw that elderly person is reading Bhagavad Gita and smiling. So this young man, he could not resist himself. And he said that, sir, why are you wasting your time? This book that you are reading is completely non-scientific. Instead of reading this book, if you would have read some scientific book, then you could do so much of welfare for yourself and for others. So this elderly person asked that, may I know who you are and what is your qualification? He said that I have come from Kolkata and I have come to join Bhava Atomic Center. I am a young scientist. So after some time, they were just speaking to each other. So this elderly person, he did not pass any sarcastic remark. So a car came and stopped where they were sitting. And this car belonged to this elderly person. And 4 guards came. So this young man was surprised that who is this big shot whom I was speaking and whom I was, giving words of wisdom. So when this person sat on the car, so he asked one of the guards that who is this person? He said Vikram Sarabhai. Vikram Sarabhai is the chairman of Bhava Atomic Center. So then he had a conversation and he said that the creation has a creator. And the real scientist is one who can find the creator behind the creation. So you are all scientists, or budding scientists or aspiring scientists. So you can really be spiritual scientists if you know who the Supreme is, from where all these emanations are happening, and what is the purpose of creation. That is the purpose of human life. So I'll stop here. Thank you for your attention and for your being here and listening to the purpose of Bhagavad Gita. The purpose of Bhagavad Gita is to know that what is the purpose of human life. And to help achieve the purpose of human life, Krishna spoke Bhagavad Gita. So it is to the point, precise, focused on achieving the purpose of human life. So it is not sectarian, it is not a religious book, it is for everyone. Whoever is in human form of life. To know what is the purpose of human life and how to accomplish it. So thank you very much for your time and for your patience, and I hope there will be some inspiration for you. If you have any doubt or question or query, you may ask. Arjuna asked 84 questions in Bhagavad Gita. He has 84 verses. And in most of the verses, he has multiple questions. Yes.
Sir,
What is your name?
Nyapika.
Come again?
Nyapika.
Nyamika. Okay.
Sir, my question is,
Okay, I can hear you.
my question is, sir, is there a belief for taking life or giving life, or is there a pre-decided lifespan which has been written in somebody's life? That means they have this much ayushya or this many years they will live. Because recently, a boy from my family friend, his parents were doctors, and he himself had given biology exam on May 4th and had gone to play cricket ball with his friends. And he was 17 years old. I had seen him when he was very young, when he had come to my home as a guest. And when the cricket ball had fallen on the 4th floor of the roof college, and he and his friend had gone and climbed, and the roof sheet, white sheet was very thin. He himself, when he stood, without support,
He fell.
he fell and he is no more. 17 years old.
17 years old.
17 years old, very handsome, and his parents both are doctors. And he's because of this cricket craze only, his papa had put him to Mangalore. But
Anyway, so what is your question?
my question is, this a cricket ball, which is not even is simply a ball which it could have purchased tomorrow or next day itself, they would have played. But a simple ball took his life, and on the roof also his friends told there was no ball, and he himself thought that there was a ball.
Fine. So what is the
Question
query?
is it a God's pre-decided thing that every life has its own lifespan? Like that?
God does not play any role. I show the diagram now. It is between us and Prakriti. Karma is between us and Prakriti. When we are disconnect from the Supreme, we are interacting with the material nature. And according to the action that we perform, we receive reactions. So everyone, all of us, we know our date of origin. All of us know date of origin. Every year we celebrate that date of origin. Date of origin we know, no? But does anybody know date of expiry? Is he the first person to die at the age of 70? Have children not died at the age of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6? So many others are dying. Why this question is not rising in our heart? What is the probability that we will live for next 50 years? We can die any moment. Are we prepared to face that death? Is there any preparation? That person died without preparation, but what about me? Will this day come for me or not? But are you working to face that day? Why? This is called illusion. This is called ignorance. Ahani ahani bhutani gachanti yamalaya shesha savra icchanti kimascharyam ataparam. So this is the greatest wonder of this world. The hanging wall of China is not the greatest wonder. Or the leaning tower of Pisa is not the wonder. The wonder is this foolishness. What is this foolishness? That ahani ahani bhutani. All the living entities, where are they going? Achanti yamalaya. Where are they going? How many died in COVID? Millions across the world. All the age groups. Is there any awakening in our heart? This is our position. That is why the Jiva in Kali Yuga, it is said that if I speak, you will feel bad. But this is the reality. We are so dull, and our intelligence is so rotten that we learn from others' experience. Why you are speaking about that 1%? How many millions have died across the world because of COVID? But is there that is the biggest wonder. Yudhishthira Maharaj said to Yaksha that the greatest wonder is ahani ahani bhutani gachanti yamalaya. Every day we are saying so many people are going to the abode of death. They are dying, they are passing away, they are leaving the body. Their existence is over. But Shesha Savara Icchanti, but those who have still not died, what is their desire? That they will live forever. Kimashcharya Mataparam. What can be the biggest wonder than this? They are so foolish. So actually Bhagavad Gita gives us the awakening. Actually Bhagavad Gita is not for anyone and everyone. Bhagavad Gita is only for those who are awakened. Those who are sleeping and dreaming. So see our state of dreaming and sleeping. Still it is not waking up. So what is our preparation to face the D-Day? It can happen with any one of us any time. Any moment can be the final moment. What is our planning? What is our preparation for that next body? For next future? Are we doing something? Bhagavad Gita teaches us that art. Janma Mrityu Jara Dukhe. There are only 4 miseries in material existence. We don't have the 4 miseries of roti, kapda or makan. That is nonsense. When there was COVID, so many were unemployed. How many died because of starvation? Did you hear the news? So many millions have died because of starvation. Did somebody die because of starvation? There is no economic problem. In the human race, there is only economic problem. There are 80 million species beyond the human race. Do they have economic problem? They don't have any economic problem. It's artificial problem. So Bhagavad Gita speaks us that there are only 4 problems. Janma, that is birth, Mrityu, that is death, Jara, which is old age, and Vyadhi, which is disease. So this is what we have to solve. This is the purpose of human life. Are we working? Are we working on that direction? How sincere we are, how serious we are, we know ourselves. I'll read something, you see. See, the same page has opened. What it says, hear very attentively. Out of so many human beings who are suffering, so everybody in this material world, he is suffering. If he is saying he is happy, he is lying. And the other person is not intelligent enough to detect because he has 4 things. What is that? Janma, Mrityu, Jara, Dukkha. He has these 4 things. And with these 4 things, nobody can enjoy. He is in an illusion of enjoyment. So out of so many human beings who are suffering, there are a few who are actually inquiring about their position. Are we inquiring? It is called Atato Brahma Jigyasa. This is the highest inquiry. And why we are suffering? When we are soul, we are meant to enjoy, be happy. Why should I suffer? As to what they are and why they are put in this awkward position and so on. Unless one is awakened to this position of questioning his self-praise, unless he realizes that he doesn't want to suffer, rather wants to make a solution to that suffering, then he is not to be considered a perfect human. So this is the platform of human existence. That he does not want to suffer. Humanity begins when this sort of inquiry is awakened in one's mind. Then we come to the human platform. Therefore, those who begin to question why they are suffering or where they came from and where they shall go after death are proper students for understanding Bhagavad Gita. Very clear. The sincere student should also have firm respect for the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Such a student was Arjuna. So what he did not do, so should we follow in his footsteps? That we will also do the same thing? Some instance will happen, some triggering force will come, and we will leave this world. And what will be our next destination? Do we have any cognizance of it? So that is very dangerous, most dangerous. We should prepare. We should awake. We should come out of the dreaming stage. Shastra says there are 3 stages. One is called the deep sleep. It is called Sushupti. Like you have seen a newborn child. Seen a newborn child? He sleeps for how many hours? Out of 24, he sleeps for 22 hours. But as he grows up, then there is dreaming stage, which is called Swapna. So we are all in which stage? Either Susupti or Swapna. But Bhagavad Gita is for those who are Jagrit, awakened. So don't worry if we are in Susupti or Swapna, but if we add Bhagavad Gita, we will come to Jagriti. Okay? So don't think it will not happen to us. Why it happened to him? So we should question it will happen with me also. Am I prepared? Am I preparing for it? So we should become awake. We should become prepared. You know Gautam Buddha? He just went out once. What did he see? He saw an old lady. And what did he ask his charioteer? Will I become old? He said, yes, of course. Then he went further. What did he saw? A dead body. And then he asked, will it happen to me? He said, yes. Stop. Well, what? I am going to get salvation. I don't want to die. I don't want to die. So that is what Bhagavad Gita teaches us. Arjuna was also saying, I don't want to fight, I don't want to kill. Krishna says, you are in ignorance. Na jayate mriyate va kadachit. So that realization we are lacking. So we should come to this platform of practice to realize and make our life successful and make others' life successful. Then there is no fear. Okay. Thank you very much. I am over time. If somebody has one more genuine inquiry, there is just 3 minutes left to 9. Anyone else? Okay, Mamta. Mamta has some questions. Are you clear? Don't think it will not happen to us. But then we should become aware, awake, and prepare. Yes.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yes.
Prabhuji, you have mentioned the self-realization. So, what is the first step to have that self-realization?
Self-realization, Bhagavad Gita. G-I-T-A. G stands for Guru. I stands for identity. Like Krishna will give the identity. What is the identity we are thinking? We are this body. Or we are this mind. Sorry? Is that something? Hear very attentively. And Guru also gives how to realize that identity. It is not theory. It is realization. Realization will come. So Guru gives 2 duties. That is Swadharma and Sanatan Dharma. As we perform both the dharmas, Swadharma and Sanatan Dharma, then we can realize Atma. This is what Gita is. G stands for Guru or guidance or Gita. I stands for identity or the individuality to who we are. So the misconception is removed. The illusion is removed from the heart. How? By performing the orders of the spiritual master. He will engage in both Swadharma and Sanatan Dharma. Krishna did not tell Arjuna, oh, you are my dear friend. I will fight for you. I will kill all of them. No. That you have to fight. You have to kill. And then one can come to the realization that he is Atma. Okay. So what is the first step? Now you tell me.
We are not the body, we are the soul.
So do we have the understanding? It is like a parrot. शिकारी आएगा, जाल बिछाएगा, दाना डालेगा, दाने को देख के फंसना नहीं, होगा क्या? शिकारी is what? कालो अस्मि लोकशय कृत प्रविद्यो. काल. Can we cross over the Kal? We can. By accepting and applying Bhagavad Gita. Gunanetat atittatrin dehi deha samudbhava janma mrityu jara dukkhe vimukta amrita shrute. This is what Bhagavad Gita teaches us. Janma mrityu jara dukkhe vimukta. No birth and no death. So there is no birth and no death. So the first step is to hear Bhagavad Gita. Hear Bhagavad Gita. When you hear, what will come? There will be some aspiration. Some aspiration will come in the heart that yes, I want to know. I also want to follow and apply. Because unless and until there is a desire, a man against his will is of the same opinion still. Have you heard that? There is no change. There is no transformation. Why? Because his conception has not changed. Like करेले के पेड़ में आम नहीं निकलेगा. What you have to do? You have to implant the seed of mango. That seed will come from where? When we hear from Bhagavad Gita. What changed with Arjuna? Take a practical example. His relationship with grandfather Bhishma changed. His relationship with Dronacharya changed. He killed them. And he is still being, famed now after 5,000 years. As Krishna is having the glory, Arjuna glory is also there. What changed? What changed with Arjuna? His conception changed. Conception changed, consciousness changed, and his actions changed. Similarly, the first step is to hear, to know, and then to apply. Okay, thank you very much. I will not elongate further. Thank you very much. So after feeding the soul, there is prasadam, feeding the body and the tongue. That is, I hope, delicious prasad, Sonika. Sufficient prasad for all of you. You are please invited to join us for dinner. And next Saturday is one day before Narsim Chaturdashi. It will be difficult. I have services. So we will meet next Saturday. We will start the first chapter. Okay. In first chapter, Arjuna will give so many arguments and so many reasons why he will not apply Bhagavad Gita. Very interesting to note. Okay. So thank you very much. All glories to Bhagavad Gita and all glories to those who are attending the course of Bhagavad Gita. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.